per game for ETSU. He is the junior from Nashville. LSU in white, ETSU in navy blue. Buccaneers trying to steal one on the road tonight. Terry Oglesby, Todd Austin, and Vladimir Voyard-Tadal, our officials tonight. Terry Oglesby will toss it into the air. Lucas Gassan jumping for ETSU, but it's LSU that controls the opening tip.
Boy, Richard, when we were talking to Steve Forbes today, how many times did he say we need to get off to a good start?
Wanted to see his team get off to a good start, but so does LSU. Emmett Williams, that's what this LSU team does. They drive and drive and drive.
They want to get downhill. They're different from last year's team. They had bigs. They were trying to get paint touches with post-ups. Now they're trying to get with drives and kicks.
Bo Hodges, the leading scorer in the starting lineup for ETSU. Trey Boyd leads this team. He will come off the bench. ETSU 9-2 on the year. Lose the handle, turn it over. Jump ball will keep it on the offensive end for the Buccaneers.
Both coaches in shoot-around this morning belabored the point to us about turning the ball over, especially Coach Wade. They got off to a rocky start this year, but have since settled down. I think Javonte Smart is getting a little more comfortable playing a position that he's never played before, and that is point guard.
Good. Travels, turns it over. That's one thing that Steve Forbes did not want to see, to your point just a second ago, early from his team. So we can't turn it over. We've got to come in and play and maybe even throw a punch early to let LSU know that we will be here all night long.
Right. You want to get LSU on their heels. You want to get them a little uncomfortable. They've been off for 10 days, Richard, and so you expect them to come out rested.
Skylar Mays out front. He's the leading scorer so far this season for LSU, 16 points per game. Emmett Williams lets it fly from deep. He's got all 5 for the Tigers. Just a minute to change in.
And I tell you what, he's going to get that shot all he wants because ETSU today couldn't talk enough about protecting the paint and getting towards the ball. So if he wants to shoot that, I got a feeling he's going to get all that he wants.
That's the 4th 3 of the year for Emmett Williams, but in just 9 tries, so shooting a good percentage from the outside. Shot clock at 5. Tough shot defended from the corner. Offensive rebound. Now a good look straight on for Patrick Good.
He's made 22 threes this year out of 25 made field goals, so that's what he does. He's a spot-up, knockdown, three-point shooter.
First missed shot of the night for LSU. Good comes down with the rebound. ETSU wants to run. Bo Hodges going all the way inside, dumps it off, and an easy lay-in there for Jerome Rodriguez.
Talked about Hodges' versatility, running the floor, giving the dish. Just a tremendous all-around player.
First ever meeting between these two teams. Javonte Smart has his pocket picked. And now Good pulls up. You said it, that's what he likes to do. Had it spin out, touched last, though. The Buccaneers, it's LSU ball.
You back off Good, and it's going to be good. I mean, he's going to put it up, and when he gets his feet set and he goes up in rhythm, got a tremendous-looking stroke. He struggled a little bit this year, but he had 7 threes versus UT Martin. Last year, Richard, against Western Carolina, he made 11 threes in a game. LSU does not want to see this cat get going.
And you saw ETSU turning defense into offense there just a moment ago. That time too strong. He's got all 5 of LSU's points.
Can really see him backing off. They're very, very aware of his ability to drive and his athletic ability and strength to finish at the rim. Again, very willing to give him that look right now.
Rodriguez working inside, trying to pass it out to the perimeter. Watford comes up with the steal, tries to go coast to coast. There's a blocking foul underneath. A couple of free throws coming up.
Trendon Waters, as you can see, is a tremendous athlete, 6'9" freshman, really learning how to play, but you can see his ability to handle the ball in the open floor there. Just a great athlete, tremendous upside.
Brandon Watford been working on his free throw shooting a lot after practice. When they finished shoot around today, this guy that's shooting just 59.5% from the line coming into tonight's game had to shoot free throws with his head coach standing underneath the rim and rebounding. Couldn't leave till he made 10 in a row. Wofford's been scoring it well. 4 straight games with 10 or more points. Makes 1 of 2 from the line.
It's a nice looking stroke. You see LSU jumping into a little diamond full court trap. They said they're just going to try to get their hands on the first pass and get out of it.
Get the ball on the floor. LSU nearly creates the turnover. ETSU able to break the press. Tisdale with a left-handed 3. Another offensive rebound, a putback for Hughley.
You extend your defense and you can get exposed on the offensive boards at the other end if you don't transition quickly. LSU did not get back, did not get in a set defensive position.
Watford contact on the 3. It's touched last by the Buccaneers, so LSU will keep it on the offensive end.
You can see the defense is extended. You know, nobody boxes out, just comes in, the ball comes right to him. Easy to. Those are the kind you like as a player early in the game. You get something like that, settles you down a little bit.
Turnover for LSU. As Steve Forbes watches on, 5th season in Johnson City, Tennessee. 20 or more wins in each of his first 4 seasons. A couple years ago, took his team to the NCAA tournament. All career as an assistant coach, a head coach at the junior college level before getting this opportunity. And really good basketball coach, Steve Forbes.
Averaged 25 wins the first 4 years, 109 wins in 4+ seasons. Doing a tremendous job for the Bucks.
Joe Hughley working against Darius Days, has it knocked away by Skylar Mays. And that will take us to our first timeout. Buccaneers, 1-point lead over LSU early. Early 1-point lead for East Tennessee State over LSU. Baton Rouge on a Wednesday night. Glad to have you along. Richard Cross and Joe Klein from the Maravich Assembly Center on the LSU campus. And LSU's won 4 in a row. They played a little bit better, but they've been off for the last 10 days, Joe. And sometimes you're a little sluggish coming out of a break like that. This is not an opponent that you can sleep on at all.
No, this is a team that is junior and senior laden. They played in Kansas. They played at really tough places. As we're going to see, they've won 22 true road games since the start of the 17-18 season. So this is a tested group of players, a veteran group of players that is not intimidated at all by playing here in Baton Rouge.
2 losses for Steve Forbes' team this year on the road against Kansas. They lost that one by 5. That was after trailing by 18 in the ballgame. Kind of battled all the way back. Then they also lost at North Dakota State. That was a 10-point loss before beating Milligan earlier this week. Out of the break. Shot clock. Inside 3. Hughley had to reset. Lets the 3 fly and knocks it down. Hughley averaging only 4 per game. He's got 5 already tonight, and that's a 10-1 run for ETSU.
And they're paying a lot of attention to the post-up play, and it's giving ETSU some great looks.
Quick answer for LSU. Javonte Smart connecting on the 3. Shooting only 26% from behind the arc this year. And Javonte Smart's game's having to evolve a little bit into that point guard role. Really hasn't played that position full time since maybe even before high school.
Yeah, Coach Wade said he thinks as he's trying to get used to this new role as running the team, he's thinking too much about passing and other situations. As we see ETSU get an easy basket, they just want him to settle down and play under control, concentrate on playing under control.
There's a travel and a turnover by LSU. Came into this game expecting LSU to be a team that just spent a ton of time in the paint. That's where they've scored at a high level, but Some good interior passing by the Bucks.
Well, you see guys ball watching, and that's a tendency that happens at every level. The ball goes inside, somebody drives, people lose sight of their man. As you can see, ETSU slipped in there behind, got an easy two.
Turnaround jumper, tough shot from the elbow, too strong for Trey Boyd III. LSU's turned it over 2 of their last 3 trips down the floor. Trying to get a 3 from the corner. Harry's Days can't get it to fall, but LSU will keep it.
And again, as we were at shoot around today, we could not stress enough how ETSU was talking about getting towards the ball, crowding the paint. Not saying give them the 3, but protect the lane first.
Days, deep 3 won't go. Offensive rebound for Emmett Williams. Dumps it off. No
pass.
look pass. Days off the glass.
Strong rebound and just a tremendous no vision pass, almost behind the back. Great court awareness.
Got an appreciation for those big guys passing to each other, right?
Absolutely. You always, you got that guy Pat Bradley back in the studio. Never passed to anybody. Big guys got to pass to each other. Got to look out for each other.
little Arkansas friendly fire there.
I heard Pat had an injunction this summer up in Kansas because the line got moved back. But as you can see, tremendous rebound and this even better pass. The strength of Williams. This is why he was evaluated by the NBA last year. That right there, his ability to make something out of nothing.
Bo Hodges lets a 3 fly, shoots an air ball. Missed everything. Saved back in, but LSU gets it. Devontae Smart trying to get into the lane, and he draws the foul.
And again, as you can see, even in transition, ETSU's got to get towards the ball a little more. As Will Wade was talking today, they want that downhill penetration. They want what they got right there to drive, to get shots in the lane, or to get wide open 3-point looks. And again, they've got to crowd the transition. They've got to crowd Smart more. But Smart did a great job that time, taking his time, evaluating, and then attacking.
Heard an ovation from the crowd here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center for the first time this season. Marlon Taylor into the ball game, number 14. Senior from Mount Vernon, New York.
Started 24 games for him last year. Say been sorely missed.
Just the first 9 games of the season has been recovering from a foot injury, had surgery. It's a big-time defensive presence to the floor for LSU. Look there at Marlon Taylor. ETSU with a 1-point lead. Near turnover there as Tisdale lost the handle.
You can just see Boyd really playing at 18 points a game the last 5 games, really anxious to score, looking to score.
Williamson has his shot blocked out on the perimeter by Charles Manning Jr. It's something we saw LSU working on today in their shoot-around. And not every team does this, but they were having drills practicing blocking 3-point attempts.
Right. They want to contest because they feel that their length can bother them a little bit, and that the ETSU will come out and they want to shoot a lot of threes and get good 3 looks, and they feel they can really bother them with their length.
The team's down with 3 turnovers in the ball game. Devontae Smart has a little bit of space on the wing, enough to let one fly and rattles it home. Devontae Smart.
Boy, if he can start doing that off the dribble for them, that will really make him a very effective player, and it's going to help this team tremendously.
Devontae Smart, 2 of 2 from behind the arc in this game.
And again, we talked about he's at 26% coming in, but he's been trending the right direction as far as shooting and taking care of the ball. I think, as you stated earlier, Richard, he's getting comfortable in his role.
Shot clock at 5. Hughley from deep. This time he's off the mark, and Emmett Williams pulls down the board.
ETSU having a hard time getting into the lane.
Blocking foul underneath LSU. will keep the ball coming out of this timeout. 11:52 to play in the first half.
You see here driving, contest, the length, and now you have Trey Boyd low on the shot clock. Smart, pull-up jumper, money.
For a quarterback. Heisman Trophy winner, first time in 60 years LSU has had someone carry away that bronze statue. Last guy, I remember Billy Cannon. LSU's such a deep football team, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is such a big part of that offense.
Runs it hard.
There's a 4 turnover of the game for LSU. First 5 games of the season, LSU turned it over almost 20 times per game. They pulled that number inside 10 in their last 4 games. Watford back in. Finds some space, creates space himself, and gets it up off the window.
Really nice move. Patience in the post, looked to the middle, felt a little pressure, turns over that left shoulder with a little right-hand jump hook. Very nice move by the young big man.
After a 10-1 run by ETSU, LSU on a 7-0 run. Tisdale on the drive. Late whistle and keep it on the ETSU end of the floor.
Called a block.
Javonte Smart called for the foul. That's his first. Only the second on LSU, 9 minutes into the game. Gasson back in for ETSU. It's a big guy inside. 7-footer from the Netherlands. Feeds it inside to Gasson. And he goes right to the rim, but overshot it. And then Watford, after the rebound, called for an offensive foul, and I think
going to review it too.
The officials will go to the monitor.
Yeah. He's trying to clear space. I didn't see anything malicious there, but again, as you can see, he's moving the ball. Don't think that was intentional, but it's a good call.
Not 100% sure you even had contact there.
Didn't look malicious. I think he swiped his chin.
Saw Watford come in, and there are a couple of things that you're looking at here. Obviously, they're going to look to see if this is something that you elevate beyond a common foul. But you've seen a few times this year with the cylinder rule in place, some situations where they've actually changed the foul to a foul on the defender for violating the cylinder.
Well, and it's you want to jam the rebounder, you want to get up, try to force a turnover. You're both going for the ball, and then he's trying to spin for the outlet pass, and the defender's right up there on him. Difficult call.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there was a little bit of contact there at the chin.
And again, it just didn't look like he was maliciously or had any kind of anger. I think a lot of that has to do with it. And again, I think when they see that the defender was really going for the ball and crowding him and getting up on him, it's still a foul. But I don't think it should lead to anything more than a common foul.
Well, bonus timeout for Will Wade, Steve Forbes.
They would have called that back when I played. We'd have done it every time down the floor.
Spent a lot of time at the review monitor, right?
That one didn't get reviewed very much back in the day.
I mean, was that kind of the go-to move? So,
oh yeah,
obviously you pull it down, the elbows go wide, you're trying to clear out, right?
That's what you were taught.
Just sticking with an offensive foul. So the foul will be on Trendon Watford after the rebound, but it's a common foul.
Right.
Austin told us just a second ago, sticking with the call on the floor. Obviously, Will Wade arguing that his guys got to have room.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's if you're Steve Forbes, the guy's, it's a good offensive foul. He's crowding him. If you're Will Wade, you're saying, hey, you can't drape all over my guy's back. You got to give him room.
LSU's turned it over twice in their last 3 possessions.
Need to get a good shot here. I mean, they've been cold for a little while. Haven't really got anything good. They were getting some good clean looks early. Get to the rim. They haven't done that for a while.
Tough drive by Tisdale. Got inside, but couldn't get it to fall. ETSU has gone 4.5 minutes without scoring, and they score off the turnover. Good gets to the free throw line. Tisdale with an offensive rebound. Extra pass into the corner. Whistle and a foul underneath, and that's going to be another foul on LSU.
Saw that turnover by Taylor, and speaking to Coach Wade today, he said that he's going to come out rusty, may fumble the ball a little bit, do some things uncharacteristic of him because he hasn't played, and I think that's one of the turnovers that he was talking about, or mistakes that Taylor would make. He hadn't been on the floor since last year. He hadn't played at all. Just didn't have good court awareness.
Manning picks up his second foul. ETSU started the game 5 of 8. They have missed their last 9 shots. 0 for their last 9. And the Buccaneers trail by 4 with 10 minutes to play in the first half. Hassan dumps it off. And another miss. That's 10 missed in a row. But a loose ball grabbed by the Buccaneers.
Very active hands by LSU, challenging everything.
Finally, it's Gassan, after 11 straight misses, gets an offensive rebound and a putback. Lucas Gassan. Family was able to see him play this summer. Devontae Smart with a good look. He's got 8 points. Gassan's family, though, able to see him play for the first time in a while this summer as ETSU took a European tour salt. Team play a game in Budapest. And then here early in the year for a game against App State. 3 all the way. ETSU just getting it done on the offensive glass. And one. What a strong move there by Bo Hodges. Chance for a 3-point play.
Boy, you got to be impressed with how they're running down these long, loose ball rebounds, and then just the beautiful penetration and the dump off by Tisdale. Bo Hodges, as we talked about, doing a little bit of everything. Got a rebound in that position. Got the ball out. Now through his hustle, he's the guy benefiting on the back end. Got a chance for a 3-point play. Badly needed by ETSU.
First bucket of the game for Hodges.
Again.
That's the 10th offensive rebound of the game for ETSU.
Boyd's got to be a little calmer there. He's got a scorer's mentality. He wants to score, but dribbling into nothing.
Entry pass. Williams able to get it and turn it. Shoot it short. Feed into Gassan. Has it blocked. What a block there by Darius Days.
Another loose ball rebound.
And then a turnover by ETSU as Good was called for a carry.
Big fella's got him dead to rights. Days says no. Great weak side help. Great anticipation.
He says that was mostly clean.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Got to get that rebound, though.
Devontae Smart leads all scores. He's got 8. Skylar Mays 3 rattles out from the corner. Coming up on 8 minutes left in the first half. 2-point lead for LSU. Look at the sloppy game.
Look at the way ETSU wants it. I mean, they want to try to make this ugly, try to get it into the second half.
Bo Hodges had an open look there from 10 feet. Shot too strong.
Ooh.
Williams pass passes out of the double team.
Nice,
Extra pass
nice.
inside, and Watford finishes it.
Great job by Smart, being under control, driving into the lane, jump stop, nice dump off. Good finish by the big fella.
Hodges kicks it out good, lets it fly, and he's got a 3, and ETSU is back within 1.
Getting long rebounds, getting 50-50 balls, converting them into points. That's what's keeping them in the game.
Skylar Mays on the drive, had it blocked by Hodges, got it back, tipped around, and the Buccaneers come away with it. Good, gonna try another one. This time in transition, rattles home the 3. Fourth made 3 of the game for the Bucks, and ETSU is back in front.
Got to find him in a transition. He is a streak shooter, and he's on a streak. You got Good at 6 foot. Gordon Mays, they got to try to get it to him in the post.
Inside Mays, hesitates, gets it up. A little bit of contact, didn't get a whistle, but we are tied now at 22.
They're going to play man-to-man with Good on Mays. That's what they got to do every time. They got to punish him, make him come with a double team, and get some good looks.
Boyd guarded by Mays, trying to find some space. Good. Can it be 3 in a row? Yes, it is. He missed his first 3. He has made his last 3 from deep.
Yeah, you got to turn him into a driver. You got to run him off the line.
Smart tried to answer. Offensive rebound, or excuse me, a defensive rebound for Davian Williamson. Maybe the shortest guy on the court. Tries to go coast to coast and lays it in with the left hand.
Bad shot selection on this end. Terrible defensive transition by LSU. Great court awareness by ETSU.
Earlier you had ETSU with 11 straight misses. Now they've got 4 straight makes, 3 of them from deep. Darius Days off the mark with the 3. 1 and done this time for LSU. Offensive rebounds in this game in favor of ETSU, 11-3.
Would have never thought that at any point in the game. They're not banging hard rebounds, they're hustle rebounds, long ball rebounds.
Good catches, pulls up. This time he shoots an air ball.
It's a heat check right there.
And Evan Williams trying to secure the rebound, just carried it across the inline, so another turnover for LSU.
You see Good raising up. Again, backing off him. That's not enough. You're just going to put a hand up on Good, it's going to be good.
Saturday night, it's a men's doubleheader for you on the SEC Network. We get started at 6 Eastern with number 12 Auburn hosting Lehigh at Auburn Arena. Then we send you to College Station for Oregon State and Texas A&M. Saturday night here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Auburn, the only undefeated SEC team at this point. They will play NC State tomorrow night, home game. Bruce Pearl's team tries to get to 10-0 on the year. 4 of their wins coming at neutral sites. How about a long 2 from the corner as the shot clock was expiring for Trey Boyd, and ETSU extends its biggest lead out to 7.
You got to start running Good. You don't want Boyd to get started either. You got to run those guys off the line.
Williams dumps it off. Nice body control there. First bucket of the year for Marlon Taylor.
Again, just a nice job of taking care of the ball, reading the defense, getting the guy cutting to the basket.
Boyd trying to feed it inside. Emmett Williams comes up with a steal. Now 3-on-2 for LSU. Skylar Mays dumps it off. Watford had it blocked. And now it's track meet the other way.
Like to see Mays shoot that ball.
Another 3. This time, Trey Boyd, leading scorer on the Buccaneers team with a triple.
Hand-up's not going to do any good. You got to get up on them. You got to give them no alternative but to drive.
ETSU has hit 6 of their last 7 shots. Hayes lost the handle and kicked it out of bounds. And that takes us to our final timeout of the first half. 3:32 until the break. ETSU by 8.
Pat Bradley, gosh, I gotta get your name right. We've got Balls, we've got Vandy, we've got Bama. You're gonna talk a little Anthony Edwards, but what do you think about these Tigers so far?
LSU's getting outworked, but I want to know, how do they find a headset to fit Joe Klein's big head?
With that said, back to you guys.
Oh, you can see it coming from a mile away.
Okay.
A couple of former Hogs getting after each other.
All's good in love and war.
How did they find a headset big enough for you? It's
Got
kind
an
of stretched
extension.
out,
It's an
right?
extension. It's elastic. All right, I don't need it from you. I'll take it from Pat. I don't need it from you, too.
Yeah, fair
I've got
enough.
a big head.
Yeah,
I'm
15
sorry.
years in the NBA from my man Joe Klein. Joe from Slater Mo. Best stop in the NBA out of your many locations. So Sacramento, Boston, Phoenix, Lakers, the Nets, not the Jets, the other New Jersey team.
I felt like when I was there, it felt like the Jets. I'd have to say Boston. I mean, that was kind of when I was in Sacramento. It was a tumultuous time and change of coaches, and one day you're there, and the next day you're walking in, and Larry Bird's saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And Kevin McHale's your teammate. So
those guys could go a little bit.
They weren't bad.
LSU can climb back into this before the break, trailing by 8.
And again, Will Wade coming out of the timeout with a little full court pressure, just trying to give him different looks. He's worried about his defensive consistency, and so he's trying to change things up.
Oh, waved off. They will say it was still in the cylinder as Jerome Rodriguez tried to get up and tip in what he thought was a ball coming out.
Oh, I don't know. That looked close. That looked pretty good. Maybe not.
All but halfway still over the cylinder. Strong drive from Charles Manning Jr.
They just can't get trapped into this three-point game that ETSU has got them in. They've got to stay to their identity, which is to play downhill, attack the paint, and get offensive rebounds and get threes off their attacks downhill with the drive. Boyd with a little heat check right there from deep. Don't think Coach Forbes wanted that one.
I said Manning. I think it was Taylor that scored just a second ago. At least that's Taylor who was credited with the bucket.
Manning made the drive. I thought it was Manning.
They may have given the points to the wrong guy. Nevertheless, though, bucket for LSU. Shot clock inside 5. This is Taylor.
Again, you're driving it into nothing. You're behind the basket, leaning back in. Not a good drive there by Taylor. Wow.
Work down low. Bucket for Cole Hodges.
It's an easy basket. One pass, kind of clear out, drive, split the double team for a layup.
Will Wade, a couple of years as a head coach at Chattanooga, 2 years at VCU. He knows what this ETSU program is all about. And he talked to us today about knowing that his team would have to come in and would play well. As Manning hits the 3. And that gets LSU back within 5 of the minute 13 to play. I don't think Will Wade's going to be real pleased with the way his team played in the first half, especially in terms of rebound.
Yeah, the hustle, and then right here, you can't let him turn back in and split you for a layup like that. Then a nice extra pass there. Feet set. Nice rhythm jumper by Manning.
Last 5 points for LSU have come from Charles Manning. On Thursday night, a great women's matchup for you as number 5 South Carolina hosts Duke. in a non-conference game in Columbia. It's all presented by Regions Bank, beginning at 7 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network, and also live on the ESPN app. Dawn Staley's got that Gamecocks women's team playing really well.
That's pretty much something you can count on every year, isn't it? She always has them going.
Richard Cross, Joe Klein with you from the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. LSU trailing by 5. Big 3 just a moment ago by Charles Manning. They did, by the way, go back and change. It was Manning who had the baseline drive, so he scored LSU's last 5. 70 seconds to play in this first half.
Again, Coach Wade wants to do this just to give different looks because he feels that his team is not quite up to the standard that he likes fundamentally defensively. So getting different looks kind of helps with a little bit of confusion from the offensive team and helps the defensive team.
Rodriguez gets the roll.
Didn't help that time. I mean, just driving down the lane, finding guys that are driving, getting right to the rim.
Under Steve Forbes, the 2015-16 season, ETSU got a win on the road against Georgia Tech. Following year, they went to Starkville, got a win against Mississippi State. And they're trying to do it here in the 2019-20 season on the road against LSU. Long way to go. But ETSU is very much alive on the road tonight at the SEC. Shot clock off, leading it by 7. Trying to add to their lead going into the locker room.
Definitely want to get the last shot here. Don't want to give LSU an opportunity to score. You'll take a turnover or a shot clock violation before you want to shoot the ball and give them any kind of attempt whatsoever.
Game clock down to 5. Shot clock off. Trey Boyd, tough shot, draws the foul, count the basket. Off balance, left-handed leaner.
Look what I found.
Goodness gracious.
Chris, you're getting ready to see a little early Christmas present right here. Merry Christmas.
You don't normally think about this in an end-of-half situation.
His own man fouled him. So the foul was missed, and the shot was a prayer. Merry Christmas, Trey.
And missed free throw, maybe ball don't lie.
But that's what happens when you're out hustling people and you're running things down. Good things happen for you.
9-point lead at the break. Last time ETSU won against an SEC team, December 14th, 3 years ago. Got one in Starkville. Into this ball game, this could be a battle. ETSU looking for a big road win, and in the first half, they played like they wanted to win this game.
Well, you got that right. They got themselves a battle, and we saw the drills today trying to run and challenge three-point shooters, not getting up on them close enough, not running them off the line. But when LSU was effective, they were under control, getting their feet set, as you see here with Devontae Smart, making the extra pass. But they've got to get to where they're running these loose balls down, getting these long rebounds, getting these 50-50 balls. They're getting outworked right now.
16 points in the paint, 6 made threes, only 5 turnovers for ETSU. And they at one point missed 11 straight shots. Maybe the biggest surprise, though, from the first half is the offensive rebounding number. ETSU now has 10 or more offensive rebounds in 9 of their 12 games this season, 11 in the first half. We'll see if LSU makes an adjustment.
The adjustment is they got to run those long rebounds down, and they got to keep ETSU with these downhill drives for these easy dishes and these layups. Little 1-3-1 half-court trap by Coach Forbes coming out of the halftime, trying to confuse LSU a little bit, not let them get into a rhythm.
And a turnover by LSU, first offensive possession of the game. They did not handle the 1-3-1 well there.
They got it to the high post, which is a sweet spot against any kind of zone trap or zone defense. Williams just got to make a better decision.
Patrick Good, 12 points in the first half. Here's Tisdale, gets it into the lane. Left-handed floater is short. Emmett Williams pulls down the rebound. And Williams had a solid first half, had 5 points and 5 rebounds, now has 6 in the game.
Just, you can see by his body and his athleticism, that's how he's got to play right there.
Days on the drive, and that's what set that finish up for Emmett Williams.
Days, very quiet in the first half, driving into traffic, not driving into opportunities. At times he caught the ball, no hesitation, made a great dish to Williams.
Ooh, but Bo Hodges with the explosion all the way from the perimeter.
That'll drive you crazy as a coach, driving the ball from that far out all the way to the rim. Again, patience by LSU. Look for the mismatch. They've got size mismatches with Mays, Days. They've got to take their time and explore the defense. Get the easy two. Patience.
Sharing the ball well early in the second half. Mays dumps it off to Watford for the jam.
It's that old cliche, Richard. You got to take what they give you. You can't force it. You can't drive it into things. You can't predetermine. You got to take what the defense gives you.
And Joe, you said something in the first half, and I think it's been evident. The defensive game plan, as ETSU turns it over, Mays lost the handle. They give it right back. The defensive game plan for ETSU coming in was to try and keep LSU from just being able to pound it on drives to the rim.
Well, in shoot-around, the coach stopped in the middle of the shoot-around and said, guys, there's a big sign in the LSU football locker room. And he goes, LSU football is doing pretty good right now. And the sign says, get to the ball. And I mean, that's all we heard in the shoot-around. Get to the ball.
And a block inside by Williams. Good, gets a little bit of space. Mid-range jumper, rattles it home.
It's only his fourth. Two, that's a miss. That's too close for him.
Fourth two of the season. Williams, too strong.
He drives it into the lane and he's out of his range. Offensive foul, he hooked him. Coach Forbes talked today when I asked him about Gasson. He said he plays too high. He doesn't get low. And watching this, he's been able to get in positions where he can score, but he's too high and he gets leveraged underneath by the stronger, bigger LSU guys, and he gets pushed or bumped when he tries to make a move. He initially gets good position, but then because he's too high and he won't sit down, he gets pushed off the block or pushed to the side when he tries to dribble the ball. He's got to get lower and get ready to shoot the ball immediately. He has a size advantage.
Top entry pass. Watford was able to grab it.
Again, patience, work it.
Deep three won't go for Javonte Smart. He hit 2 of 3 from behind the arc in the first half. Kind of settled for that shot.
Yeah, I think they can get that whenever they want. I think, again, their MO is paint touches for threes.
Hughley has come into the game for Gasson, who went to the bench after picking up his first foul.
Now you see that right there? See how he caught the ball in a low, powerful position in the post. Great job by Rodriguez to be able to make a move and deliver the blow and go up for the shot.
11-point lead. First double-digit lead of the game for ETSU. So after he caught it like that, he kind of put his shoulder into the chest, but you'll get away with that if you're low.
Offensive player wants to create contact. Contact almost always favors the offensive player, unless you just flat out run him over.
Williams has given LSU some energy, but he has it stripped.
You just don't have time to do all that dribbling in the middle of the high post. The defense is eventually going to come and get you. Wow.
Jerome Rodriguez with the dunk, a 6-0 run for ETSU, and Will Wade says we can't wait for the under-16 timeout. Timeout LSU.
ETSU, again, getting it in there, delivering the blow, scoring, just playing stronger and tougher, getting downhill, slam dunk.
In a world where we expect instant, why wouldn't we expect our deodorant to dry in an instant? New Degree Advanced Protection Dry Spray goes on instantly dry for a cleaner feel. 72-hour protection in an instant.
In 90 years at Farmers, we thought we'd seen it all, from fires and hurricanes to animal antics we could laugh about later. But we haven't seen this. So Farmers is reducing auto premiums by 25%, extending payment due dates, and expanding coverage for the delivery drivers who are carrying us through. And then we'll do the next thing, and the thing after that, until this is another thing we've seen and done.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks all healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give now. With the coronavirus outbreak, it is important to maintain a sufficient blood supply. Your blood donation is critical and can help save lives. Please schedule an appointment today. Download the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. You can make a difference.
There may be no games.
Nope. A 6-0 run for East Tennessee State. The Buccaneers out of the Southern Conference leading it by 13 on the road tonight in Baton Rouge. Richard Cross, Joe Klein with you from the Maravich Assembly Center. Patrick Good has been as advertised tonight. 14 points.
A lot of his shots are in transition. You got to find him, or off offensive rebounds. LSU's losing him ball watching in transition. Again, not finding him. He's probing in there, getting into the lane, making some great decisions and some tough shots.
Better than good tonight. 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Had the one mid-range jumper fall for him as well.
That's something Pat Bradley would never do. Drive into the lane. You might get bumped. You know, his hair might get put out of place. You know, his pocket square that, might fall out. He wanted to stay out there as far away from any kind of contact.
You got to ease up on PB a little bit. I got to work with him on Friday night. He's going to take you out on me.
You got to work with him on Friday?
Yeah, we'll be in Athens.
Did you do something wrong? What'd you do wrong?
SMU and Georgia.
Hang in there. It's going to get better, Richard. Christmas is coming. You can get through Friday night.
Since the 7-16 mark in the first half, LSU has been outscored 30-13.
And again, no paint touch there. First pass, again, it's an open three, but that's not how LSU plays.
So that's the last 12 minutes of game action. LSU minus 17. They trail in this game by 13. Make it 16. Goodness gracious.
Richard, when you got a lead, that basket and that rim gets a lot bigger. And shots like that normally you'd sit there as a coach and go, no. All of a sudden, it's a great shot. They're relaxed, they're confident, and it's showing.
Isaiah Tisdale had the bucket there. This is going to be a foul. Underneath, I think Hughley a little aggressive there, trying to rip it away. He picks up his second foul of the game. ETSU right now in control. Saturday night, we've got another men's doubleheader for you at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. Number 12, Auburn will host Lehigh at Auburn Arena. Then, taking to College Station for Oregon State and Texas A&M. Both games on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. So what's happening in the SEC so far this year? Only one undefeated team in the league. That is the Auburn Tigers. They will play tomorrow night against NC State to try to get to 10-0. First-year head coach Eric Musselman's got the Razorbacks rolling off to a 9-1 start. Only loss for the Hogs on the road against Western Kentucky. The Florida Gators, preseason top 10 team in the country, had a couple of tough losses early, bounced back, won the Charleston Classic, lost to Butler last week, but a good win against Providence last night. And oh my goodness, how good is Anthony Edwards, the true freshman, been so far this year for the Georgia Bulldogs? He can play. He can score. He can do it all.
Yeah, you see a kid in high school and you see film of him and you're like, I wonder how that's going to transcend when he plays against bigger guys that are just as athletic as he is. I think it's going really good.
Free throw there for Darius Day. Snaps a 9-0 run for ETSU.
And this is what LSU's got to do. They got to get to the free throw line. They got to start attacking. They got to kind of muddy things up a little bit and try to get back into this game a little bit at a time. They don't want to try to get in a three-point shooting contest. That's not their MO. That's not what they do.
And Joe, interesting to hear you say that, because early in the game you said exactly that's what ETSU wanted to do.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be ugly.
Yep, they flipped the script.
But they look smooth and confident right now. One pass and a bucket down low for Hughley.
Just nothing that LSU is trying to do defensively is slowing the penetration and the passing of ETSU. See, again, the ball's sticking. The ball's got to move. There you go.
Tip in by Manning after his miss. Thought he got knocked on the arm as well.
They got to get the ball moving, get to driving, making their decisions quicker, get some flow to their offense.
Days whistled for a foul.
Again, the ball gets out and the ball moves immediately. That's what you got to do against a double team. You got to get it out, let the next guy make the assist.
Second foul. Like I said, second foul on Darius Days. ETSU 9-2 on the year. They had a loss at Kansas, a loss at North Dakota State. They're trying to pick up a true road win. This time Hughley missed the shot. Offensive rebound, rolls out, and
Another
ETSU keeps it alive.
Three-pointer.
This time LSU able to clear it as Watford pulls down the board.
Again, the ball's sticking. It's not moving. It's got to move. Get it moving side to side. Then you're going to be able to drive it. If you come down and just try to drive without getting the ball moving against a well-coached team like ETSU, it's going to be difficult.
Asked Steve Forbes today about kind of the anatomy of an upset. To go on the road like this, and he said there are a couple of things. He said, one, we can't turn it over a bunch. And if you look at turnovers in this ball game, only 7.
And he said live ball turnovers that turn into points, and they haven't done that either.
So ETSU's +6 in turnovers in the game. And he said, look, we've got to come out and play well early. It wasn't beautiful early, but they played well enough. And he said, let our opponent, whether it's LSU or somebody else, know that we're here for the whole 40 minutes.
Well, I would say they've made that point.
They have been here and then some.
And again, what LSU has to do is they have to remain calm. They can't try to do it themselves. Again, the last possession, the shot by Manning, one pass, trying to back him down, shoot a 15-foot contested shot without any ball movement. The ball never touched sides of the floor. They got to get the ball moving. I think if they can get the ball moving, get ETSU extended a little bit, I think it'll help their driving, being able to get downhill. And they got to start rebounding. See how he's not ready to shoot right there?
Boyd was ready to shoot. Too strong with the 3, though.
He was ready to shoot yesterday.
Javonte Smart has gone to the bench with his 3rd foul. Skylar Mays on the drive has it blocked. He was bumped and wanted the whistle, did not get it.
You see right there, you gotta start looking to dish that. You got 2 guys coming to you. You got 2 guys. You can't try to win this game by yourself. You got to start thinking extra pass. You got to get a good shot and a stop. Do it one possession at a time on offense, one possession at a time on defense. Don't try to do it all at once. Keep your poise.
LSU for the first time has brought James Bishop into the game, trying to give him a spark offensively. Bishop, the backup point guard, with Javonte Smart on the bench after picking up his 3rd foul.
Again, see how the ball's moving and the players are moving. You got to roll it. Not a very good decision right there by Good. But again, you don't get penalized for it. You get the ball back. And look what you get.
Rodriguez has it blocked by Watford.
And get it back again.
Fabian Williams.
And
No.
You get it back again.
Now Hodges.
Eventually you're going to score.
3 offensive rebounds on that possession.
You're shooting 25% from the floor in that possession, but it doesn't matter. because you just got 4 more attempts than LSU is getting.
A new season high, 17 offensive rebounds in the game with 11 minutes to play. Skylar Mays gets a little space, but he's off with the 3.
Just no flow to their offense, getting frustrated, trying to do too much. They're not trusting the process, trusting their offense, getting the ball moving. And that's a credit to ETSU. Oh my goodness, hello.
A 20-point lead, the biggest advantage of the night for ETSU.
That was sweet right there, boy.
10:35 to play.
Oh man, that's big. That's that sweet thing we were talking about earlier. Big man passing to big man.
A little behind the back.
Don't throw it out there to them guards, Richard. Throw it to your fellow brother down in the post. Looky here. Get you some. Boom.
To do it, and what a year it has been for the LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. A new SEC record, 51 touchdown passes through for 4,715 yards. Chip, I mean, just kind of threw in the 289 rushing yards, only picked off 6 times all season. SEC champion after the win over Georgia in the SEC championship game, and now headed to the college football playoff. LSU and Oklahoma a week from Saturday. You missed the news earlier today, actually from yesterday. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, hamstring injury in practice yesterday for LSU. Did not practice today for the Tigers. Here you've got Emmett Williams called for a foul, a 17-4 run. LSU has missed 8 of their last 9. They have not scored in 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and they are down 20 with 10.5 minutes to play.
Again, coming out of the timeout, one pass, driving it down to the baseline into really nothing. ETSU gets a rebound. You foul him 94 feet from the bucket. LSU's got to keep their poise. There's a lot of time left. With the 3-point line, this is a game is far from over. But they've got to get good shots and a stop. Good shot and a stop. One possession at a time on offense, one possession at a time on defense. Keep your poise.
Williamson ran it down. Shot clock at 5. Cut off in the lane. Finds Rodriguez, who just goes around Williams and lays it off the glass.
Kind of does to Williams what Williams does to other people. Got good leverage on him. Got that shoulder on him. You know, got an angle to the goal. Put it in.
They went tonight out in Vegas. First of 2 consecutive games for Kentucky in Las Vegas. They'll play Utah tonight and then Ohio State on Saturday.
Nice rotation there by ETSU on the drive by the guard.
Wide open 3 from the corner, dead center. Boy, LSU needed that in a big way from James Bishop.
And again, they got a drive to the lane. ETSU did a good job deflecting the ball, but they ran down the deflection, made an extra pass, got a good look.
First 3 of the second half for LSU. Williams, free throw line extended, just a rainbow that he drops in.
Again, when you're up 20 and playing with no pressure, shots like that fall.
Williams with the jam, a good entry pass.
Nice job again with the roll by Williams. He seals his man. You know, Bishop makes a nice, was it Bishop or Smart? I think it was Smart. Under control, makes a nice bounce pass away from the defense for the score.
Good. Off the one dribble, little bit of space. ETSU has made 5 shots in a row.
And again, they're comfortable, and they're playing with, they're playing with extreme confidence, and they're comfortable. If you're LSU, you got to find a way to put some pressure on them. You got to make them uncomfortable. They are just running their offense and doing whatever they want and being very comfortable shooting the ball.
Foul and free throws coming here for LSU as Gasson.
Coach Wade talked about it, Richard. You know, he coming out of a 10-day break and you're playing it. Everybody knows it's a good team. The coaches know it's a good team, but it doesn't have that name to it. And so you can easily get lulled into an effort as what you're seeing right now.
Big time women's basketball matchup coming your way tomorrow night. Duke at number 5 South Carolina tips off at 7 Eastern on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. It's all presented by Regions.
But again, games like this, as a coach, I mean, sometimes the greatest teaching you can do is from a loss. Not that they've lost yet. I mean, they're still, again, 8 minutes to go, but they got to start getting some stops and some rebounds on the defensive end.
Well played, but it will take a special finish in this game if LSU dig themselves out of this hole.
Just look how just comfortable. I mean, you missed the shot, but just look how easily they're able to pass the ball.
7:45 to play. ETSU out of the SoCon trying to steal one in Baton Rouge. 21-point lead for East Tennessee State over LSU in Baton Rouge. You see Steve Forbes there in the middle of the huddle, trying to win his 110th game in 5 seasons at ETSU. These are the stops as an assistant coach. Idaho, Ruston, Louisiana, Louisiana Tech, a couple of years at Illinois State, a couple of years at A&M, Tennessee for a good stretch, and then Wichita State, where he was on Greg Marshall's staff, and then ultimately got the opportunity to be a head coach. And he's been a head coach at junior college level. He's coached at 3 different spots, and has been a hot name in some of the coaching circles in the past couple of seasons. But boy, he has built something special at ETSU.
Well, I've known him since I got into college coaching in 07. Guy can coach.
Good loses it, got out of control. Here is Hyatt, able to Euro step and get to the rim.
Again, you get a stop. Okay, now you gotta follow it up with a couple more and a couple good looks.
First points of the game for Andre Hyatt. Hodges goes by Manning, lays it up with his right hand.
You just cannot contain them off the dribble right now. I mean, they're looking for the matchup, getting the pick and the switch and roll. And again, impatient shot by LSU.
Here's a lob, and Gasson couldn't finish, but guess what? Rebound on the offensive end.
An extra opportunity. This turns into a basket.
Trey Boyd able to get inside. Now, you've seen it over and over and over tonight on the offensive glass for ETSU.
Swinging. See how the ball's sticking? It's not getting to the other side of the floor. The ball's staying on. You're not making the defense shift. You're not trying to get it. I mean, ETSU has some small guys and some matchups. You know, try to get the ball into the post to one of your bigger guards, your bigger small forwards. See if you can draw a double team, kick it out, swing the ball. And watching LSU play, and they've been playing better as of late, that's been their MO. Getting the ball into the paint on downhill drives like this for layups and touches. But the ball moved. The ball didn't stick. Got the ball. He came off the screen. He curled the screen. The ball was there, and he attacked.
Southern Conference has already got a couple of impressive wins this season. Greensboro had a win against Georgetown in the early part of the year. Georgetown has had some changes on their roster. They've gone on a tear. Wofford, obviously, with the win over North Carolina, that was a big one. Furman gave the only undefeated team in the SEC, Auburn, all they wanted a couple of weeks ago on the Plains. Auburn was able to win that game. Some good basketball played, but you look at this league, and Joe, unless something absolutely crazy happens, SoCon is likely a one-bid league, and that means you got to go win your conference tournament in order to get to the big dance.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Coach Forbes had a team a couple years ago, won 25, 24 games. And, you know, you get knocked, you have a great year. As Mays, as they work the ball from side to side to get it to Mays in the post for the score. But then you don't get you have one bad night in the tournament, and you're out of the NCAA.
First 3 years that Steve Forbes was at ETSU, his team got to the conference tournament championship game. They won in 2017. Last year, though, didn't make it to that title game, and they've kind of used that as a chip on their shoulder, a motivating factor for this season. Skylar Mays finally getting it going a little bit. He's averaging 16 a game. He's got 7 tonight.
As you were talking about, ETSU and their, being that's life as a mid-major.
LSU comes up with the steal, but then gives it right back.
Again, poise. I mean, you can't score 18 points in one possession.
.440 to play. We're getting to the point where it would be miracle of miracles.
Well, now you're going to start getting to the point here in a minute where Coach Forbes is going to really want that shot clock to go down. You're going to want to start using some clock, forcing them into fouling situations.
Good has had a big game tonight. 17 points, 5 made threes. Here the shot clock down to 5.
Try to get it up.
Tisdale lets it fly with 1 on the shot clock. It grazes the iron. And really, ETSU missed an opportunity for another offensive rebound there.
And again, I think what you're going to see here in the latter part of the game, Boyd is very good off the dribble, able to, get into the lane and create. I think what you're going to start seeing is if they can't get something pretty easy early, you're going to see some isolation with Boyd trying to get what you just saw there, a drive for a layup or a kick.
Skylar Mays steps back, too strong with the 3. Offensive rebound and a putback for Emmett Williams. LSU on a 7-0 run. Will it be too little too late? They've cut it to 16. Wide open from the corner. Off the mark, though. Trey Boyd can't get it. But an offensive rebound on the offside. Boyd on the drive this time. LSU finally able to come out with the rebound. Watford gets it to Mays. Lets another 3 fly. Left it short again. Tough night shooting the ball for Skylar Mays from deep. He's 0 of 5 from behind the arc.
Well, it's kind of, we were talking about how good was making these shots because he got some good looks early and knocked them down. It's kind of been the opposite for Mays. Hasn't seen the ball go in the hole. Sees a good look and he can't make it.
ETSU 303 from an upset at Baton Rouge. In a row for Tennessee, came up short against Memphis on Saturday, trying to get one on the road. 68-52, East Tennessee State leading over LSU, and that in and of itself is your all-state mayhem moment. ETSU's been able to do whatever they want tonight.
Just look very comfortable offensively, not a lot of resistance. You see driving, splitting, finishing at the rim, back behind the back passes from the post. They look very comfortable offensively. The spacing is good, and they're really exploiting LSU.
Season high 18 offensive rebounds, 13 second chance points, and 38 points in the paint. They've outscored LSU by 10 inside.
Just those offensive rebounds are so demoralizing to a team. It might force a bad shot.
They're going to the monitor to look.
Speaking of bad shots.
Well, shot clock was down to 1. The bench for ETSU all at once yelled, shoot, shoot, shoot. And just flipped one up that went in. Now,
It's just like
take a look and see.
It's just like Steve drew up in the timeout.
I'm sure that's exactly what it was.
We're going to take it all the way down. We're going to pretend like you're not ready to shoot to get the defense off you. And then you throw it up with 1 second left. No good.
So Jerome Rodriguez got it to fall, but it won't count. So just no awareness. He hit 1, and you can see it's at 0 still in his hand. Light goes off, and so no shot.
But again, that's the night it's been for ETSU. a bad mistake, not knowing what's on the shot clock, almost turns into points.
Skylar Mays lets the defender fly by, resets, and knocks down the three. That gets LSU within 13, 2.5 minutes to play.
Want to use some clock here. If you're ETSU, you want to use some clock. You want to take away three-point shots. Easy three-point shots by LSU. Make them get back with.
That did everything but go down, but a 19th offensive rebound and then a putback by Jerome Rodriguez.
If you're going to watch one play to summarize the game, that would be it right there. I mean, just.
Foul on Patrick Good. That's his first. Looking ahead, LSU's got a difficult stretch. You knew it started tonight. They had West to play Southern Cal this weekend, and then will return home right after Christmas for a game against Liberty. That's a Liberty team that is 12-0 on the year, and then they jump into SEC play.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard stretch. I mean, you sit there and you look at USC and Liberty. I mean, you're playing out in California, and then you're coming home, and again, your students are going to be on break. You know, you don't know what kind of atmosphere you're going to have here in the arena, and again, you have a similar opponent that, again, very good team, but not a name team, not a team that's going to get you, you know, crazy, but a team that is very capable of beating.
Yeah, I mean, Liberty, a team that won an NCAA tournament game, beat Mississippi State in the NCAA tournament last year.
I mean, the coaches will have plenty of ammunition to let them know, as they did with this team, they can beat you.
12-point lead for ETSU. LSU came into this game averaging better than 85 points per game. Foul on LSU and free throws coming. That's going to send Bo Hodges to the line. LSU's made a run late in this ballgame. They had a 10-0 run just a moment ago. It's 13-2 over the last 4.5 minutes of the game. But the hole is just too big to climb out of.
I mean, it's a little too late right now for that. Too little, too late.
Friendly roll there for Hodges at the free throw line. Tonight after the game, the SEC Now team will recap all of today's game with highlights, analysis, and interviews. That's after the game. You can also see it streaming live on the ESPN app. Plenty of SEC hoops action to get caught up on this evening, including the finish of that Tennessee-Cincinnati game.
Deep three by Mays.
Mays gets the bucket to get LSU within 10 with 81 seconds to play. LSU taking a full timeout.
And that's what you can't. Forbes is irate with his team. You can't. I know he's 5 feet beyond the three-point arc, but you got to take away threes, and you got to make them try to work the ball because the time is in your favor. You don't want to sit there and let them get a walk-in three when you're up. You want them to work the ball and have to use some clock and drive the ball for 2 instead of a walk-in 3 by their best player.
All right, so the odds of an upset or LSU climbing out of this hole at this point with just 81 seconds to play, really not very high. But do you treat this as one of those, okay, it's now 10, extend the game as long as you can?
Get a stop, but you don't. You're to the point now where you don't have time. You come out of here with some kind of trap or something, and you're going for a steal. You're trying to do something quick defensively.
If you don't get it, do you foul and send them to the line and try to extend the?
Right. Well, no, you try to get a steal quickly
first,
but then you're fouling. You want to try to do it without fouling, but you don't have time to let them get 4, 5, 6 passes. You try to maybe get a trap real quick. Somebody make a bad pass out of the trap for a steal. If you can't get that, you gotta steal. You gotta foul. Excuse me.
See LSU 24 points below their season average. They've not shot it as well, and really rebounding has been such a big story in this game. Offensive rebounds tonight for ETSU. They've got 19 of them compared to 7 for the Tigers, and ETSU for the game plus 12 in rebounding.
You have Williams on the point in the trap. Now you want to trap it right here. Go for the steal. Now you got to start looking to foul. You cannot let them run this clock.
Hodges kicks it back out. And ETSU at this point content to try to run the clock.
You got to foul. You got to foul.
And you get the foul now from Charles Manning, his third.
Again, you got it. You know, the defense, they got a pretty good trap. They let him split it. You can't let him split it. The pass got out of there. Then they come down and make 3 or 4 more passes. Can't happen.
That was only the 6th team foul. This the 7th. So Javonte Smart picks up the foul. That's his 4th.
Forbes getting his free throw shooters in the game right now.
And that was the 6th team foul. So one more, or you could put ETSU at the line.
They want to foul 15 or 3 with the percentages on the floor, but Coach Forbes and Good know that as well. So
Joe, I don't understand there. I mean, obviously, you'd like to pick who you can foul, but LSU just allowed 8 seconds to run off the clock before committing the foul that puts ETSU at the line.
And again, I think it's going to be a great teaching film for Coach Wade, the sense of urgency and everything they did tonight, even here at the end of the game, the fouling, the sense of urgency to do things offensively and defensively, rebounding. I mean, again, 10-day break, a team that's trying to find itself, losing 3 guys to professional careers. But again, bottom line is tonight, you look at that rebounding, they got outworked, especially on long hustle plays, 50-50 balls.
LSU's got to go fast. They've got to make shots and then try and extend the game, but instead they turn it over. Manning off a not great pass from Javonte Smart. It'll go off his fingertips out of bounds. Back to a 12-point lead after a couple of free throws from Patrick Good, and it looks like ETSU going to roll into Baton Rouge and walk away with a win tonight. Big win for the Southern Conference, a big win for Steve Forbes and this team, as the Buccaneers are trying to pick up their 10th victory of the season. There's a quick foul by LSU, and Tisdale will go to the line.
Boy, you could see it in their shoot-around preparation today, and you could see it in how they started the game. And they had the one little lull in the first half where they went 0 for 11 there in that stretch, but that's the only part of the game where LSU really gave them problems. This team came in extremely well prepared. You can tell it's a tight-knit bunch. They know their roles, and they play to those roles extremely well. And that's what you call good coaching. You don't see a lot of guys on ETSU doing what they're incapable of doing.
Prior to this ball game, you look at ETSU and you go, okay, they won the games they were supposed to win and probably lost the games that you would expect, losing at Kansas, losing at North Dakota State. But this is one that goes the opposite way. I mean, you know, okay, they've got a shot, maybe a chance to pull one off on the road, but you don't go, that's one that they're supposed to win.
Oh, no.
They come in and stolen one tonight.
You come in, as Coach Forbes said to us, you want to get off to a good start. You want to hang around. You want to let them know that they're in a game. That as he said to us, we want to let them know we're here to stay. And they not only let them know they were here to stay, they kind of came in the house and got comfortable and sat down for a little bit and opened the fridge and had a little something to eat. I mean, they came in here and took care of business.
Emmett Williams with a two-handed jam. He's had a big night. Has notched his 4th double-double and 4th double-double of the season and 8th of his career. 16 points and 11 rebounds. Coaches have already gone to half court. ETSU just going to dribble it out as this clock winds up down. And ETSU goes to 10-2 on the year. They come into Baton Rouge and they pull the upset. My partner Joe Klein and our entire SEC Network crew in Baton Rouge. I'm Richard Cross, 74-63. Up next, it's SEC Now with Alyssa Lang and Pat Bradley. So long from Baton Rouge.
Not a great night in LSU for the Tigers. Welcome in. I'm Alyssa Lang. Pat Bradley joining me. 74-63. The Tigers lose. ETSU didn't have a very high chance to win this game, 21% going into it. What did you see from the Tigers that went wrong tonight?
Well, you look at how they started the game, LSU. They turned the ball over. They gave up offensive rebounds. Now, those are offensive rebound stickbacks, okay? So we can come up with a lot of excuses, right? Right before Christmas, and the PMAC was not, didn't have a lot of students in. There's a lot of things to look at it, but I think Joe Klein talked about it late in that game. It's a sense of urgency. Last year, LSU 5-2. Overtime games. In late game situations, they were able to come back from games. I did a game, they're down 13 with about 2 minutes to go against Missouri. They throw that 1-3-1 trap, they're able to come back. ETSU was prepared for that. They made shots, credit them. They got to the ball quicker, the sense of urgency was there, and LSU at times has to understand that yes, we're talented, but they cannot rely on that and give up a big-time lead early in the game, especially at home.
And you mentioned ETSU, a dangerous team, a team that we could see in the postseason as well. All right, some other hoops.